Greetings, everyone. I'm Yahya Kandil, and I will be presenting Module 1, which explains the repeating patterns of the self and interest in my works. So, I would like to start with the selflessness that, in my opinion, has several definitions. And to me, it refers to the philosophical identity that the architect aimed to apply and implement in the project. Briefly, I will reflect on an analysis of what makes a difference to me in the project. I attempt to present the conflict of the feelings and the repeated use of the interior factors to add a value to the project and also the narrative that I'm aiming to convey. This seen through the contrast, such as the light versus the dark, and also like solidarity versus hollowness, and the interventions and the exposure of the design element to the user. In other words, I prefer to evoke and generate emotions to serve the function of the project. This can be seen one of my projects, which um, named The Market of Tomorrow. And I was trying to apply the light to create the journey itself and create design elements. And one of these design elements was generated accordingly was the pattern of the light cannons. And also the light cannons were defining the space through the light and the dark. And this how I got the dramatic feeling uh, of the place itself and how it does reflect on the users accordingly. Moving to the next project, which is um, the Franklin High School in El Paso. Also, the light affected and created the differences between the solidarity and the hollowness. This way, I got to shape the space to get design elements. These design elements affected the philosophical journey of the space. Originally, the space has to, my concept was to have solid and hollow and a solid and a daylight that convey the feelings. And also that's reflected inside the building itself when the light and the darkness created the space, like the patterns itself. Moving to the final project, which is one of my architectural competitions that I was nominated top 20 projects from UNESCO for it. And this place represent a library, reading space, and the light created treatment for solutions such as environmentally, which is the patterns on the screens that created a design element that function in a philosophical way that comes from the culture itself and also function to the project. Also, the existing light create an image, and this image affect and create a dramatic feeling, and that's how I ensure to create the picture itself of the project and the journey and the philosophy and the methodology of designing. Thank you, and I'm waiting to hear your feedback.